Time for a special homeschooled as our NBA insider Ian Begley joins from the home office, as well as Nicole Moss. And coming into the season, the Knicks hoped to shoot more threes, but took it to another level Friday. Ian, is this the type of basketball we should expect from them?
Yeah, they've been talking about it since day one. They wanted to get up more threes. They said, we want to shoot around 37 to 40 threes. That's what Derrick Rose said the first time we spoke to him this season. So this was the goal all along. This is why they went out and got Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker. They wanted to add to their perimeter threats. They wanted to get more shot creators, but more importantly, get more three-point shooters on this team. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks continue to break that franchise record of threes attempted and threes made in a game over the course of this season.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to go ahead and see this kind of basketball from the New York Knicks, right? I mean, especially with all the new talent in the offseason that they acquired. But I think also a very cool thing to see and to feel as a Knicks fan is that it's not just Julius Randle who's responsible for the score. Not only are they taking better shots, but it's continuity basketball. Everybody's getting involved. Obviously, Julius Randle has the big stat line of the night with the double-double. But you look at Obi, you look at Fournier, you look at Kemba, you look at Quickly. They all had double-digit scoring in tonight's game. That means that ball is constantly moving. Everybody's getting involved. Nobody's doing more than somebody else. And, of course, you're always going to have that one player who has the big numbers on the board. Usually that's your superstar. In this case, Julius Randle is the superstar of the New York Knicks. But it's nice for him not to have to put up those 40-point games anymore because you have a lot more talent to disperse the responsibility to.
Right, and the Knicks had a great three-point percentage in addition to the amount of threes attempted. And Ashley, you mentioned Obi Toppin. He had a nice showing off the bench with an efficient 13 points, some big plays defensively as well. How important will it be for this team if he continues to rapidly develop?
Extremely important. I mean, again, that takes a little bit of the load off of Julius Randle, right? And Tibbs can feel more comfortable in trusting and putting him in those situations. But I expected this from Obi. Last season was a little bit of a fluke. It was a little bit of a weird situation with the pandemic and everything protocol. He didn't have a true rookie experience. There was no true offseason for him in terms of no summer league. Training camp was very inconsistent with how it's been in previous season. This is Obi getting the full rookie experience a year later, and we see a more confident player out there, somebody who's willing to play his size, someone who believes more in his shot, someone who's not afraid to get aggressive. And that's what you want to see, and you hope that trajectory continues, because if he does, he is going to be someone who's going to be a big part of not only the offense, but the defense, and ultimately helping to take the load off of Julius Randle.
Ashley, I think you hit it on the head when you talked about Julius Randle. I definitely want to get into that. But before I do that, I think I saw you in that video of crazy Knicks fans outside the Garden after that season opening win. Did I see you in there? Were you a part of that group?
Listen, Ian, it is my goal to go ahead and get in one of those videos before the season is over. Count me in. I will be there. Whoever's filming next time, look out for your girl. I'll wear this yellow jacket so you can see me.
Now, on Toppin and Randle, I mean, the idea that these two could also play together now, because Obi Toppin seems to be so much more competent right now. It gives the Knicks another weapon because they can play small ball with Julius Randle at the 5, Obi Toppin at the 4. They looked at it in the preseason. They liked it. I thought that lineup changed the game against Boston, and they went to it again tonight against Orlando. I think Tom Thibodeau really likes that small ball lineup, so I think you should expect to see more of that in the coming days and weeks here.
Well, speaking of Randle, Ian, he led the league in minutes last year. He was out there late in the game despite the blowout. Is the spotlight already on Tibbs for playing Randle over his depth in this type of game?
I mean, Tom Thibodeau, Coach of the Year last year. Knicks are 2-0. I understand there are some minutes police out there who want to look at every minute and every second, but I think let's take a big picture look here. The Knicks exceeded expectations last year thanks to Tom Thibodeau. He got Julius Randle playing at an all-NBA level, which is also a credit to Randle. But let's let him do things the way he wants to do things for right now. The minutes police, I think, need to put their whistles away and let the season play out a little bit.